Nothing released the Phone 1 in summer of 2022, almost 1 year ago, and it was a very impressive first entry for the company. The phone was a standout. It raised eyebrows and it gathered a decent sized growing fan base. I'm part of that fan base as I still enjoy this phone a lot, and I'm really looking forward to the Nothing Phone 2. Now, having used this phone a ton, it's been very easy to see and appreciate the things they got right. While the honeymoon phase with a glyph interface has died down, it's the coolest notification light ever made. I still love it, and it's great to see new sounds and animations being added, paired with a modern take on a retro aesthetic of the transparent back. It's still eye-catching, and it continues to be a bit of a conversation starter. Speaking of eye-catching, if you really like these wallpapers you see, you can grab them from the How to Mend Patreon, along with these custom Nothing OS inspired KWGT widgets linked below. Other things like the buttons being placed in good, comfortable positions, the phone itself being nice and lightweight, the bezels being symmetrical all around the screen, the charging not being painfully slow, the inclusion of wireless and reverse wireless charging, the 120Hz OLED display, the clean and simple software. A number of things contributed to a thoughtful user experience that made a lot of sense. But of course, on the flip side, you got the mid-range processor and lower IP53 rating. The summer want buzzy haptics, the mediocre stereo speakers, and okay fingerprint sensor that sits a little low on the display, a screen that doesn't get super bright, a smaller battery than you would want for a phone this size. Add on region availability and pricing discrepancies and carrier compatibility. It was clear to see that Nothing had their work cut out for them, but again, a lot of these things made sense considering this phone's target price and target market, and the fact that it's a first-gen product. Gotta remember that this started out as a phone that leveled out to around $400 and $299 with that US beta program a little while ago. As much as I like flat edges on phones, I feel they're best suited for smaller devices, like I mentioned in my previous iPhone video. At this size, flat sides on a phone make for a more unwieldy and uncomfortable feel in the hand. This is something we see taken care of with phones like the Pixel 6a, the 7 and Galaxy S23 lineup. Ergonomics are important, and with Nothing's love for design, we'll see how they decide to switch up the hardware. And personally, I don't think anything drastic needs be done, just some tweaks and refinement. Definitely not asking them to switch up the general styling of the phone. Of course, that's something I expect them to build on. Just wanted to take a quick sec to thank the sponsor of this video. Brand. The back of the Nothing Phone 1 looks pretty awesome, right? Well, thanks to Brand, you can get this awesome look on your device too with their something skins. These are super crisp, and they all have their own unique look based on the actual device, and you can get the look with Brand's grip case as well. Make sure to check these out, as well as their tempered glass screen protectors, which is what I'm actually using right now on the Phone 1. Link below. Foreign. The look of this phone is distinctive and different. The design is aesthetics, and a flashy light show can only take things so far for so long, and honestly, moving forward, they should be looked at as bonuses for getting the phone, not the main first or second reason to get the phone. And that takes me to the software. Now, this is a selling point, and this is where Nothing needs to continue putting in a lot of time and effort, especially when it comes to reasons for buyers to get this phone. Now, I say continue because, well, so far the Phone 1 has received a good number of updates aiming to fix issues, squash bugs, improve Efficiency and optimization bolster the user experience and to get the most out of the cameras, and so far they've been working while some updates have fixed bugs and introduced some new ones. I can confidently say that the overall user experience has gotten better. Things are buttery smooth. The battery life has improved. I can comfortably get a day and a half out of the battery. I've been able to use the phone on T-Mobile and Google Fi with no issue. Speed and performance isn't mind-blowing, but it's good. It gets the job done. New wallpapers get added. There's a new weather app which is pretty slick, and the cameras have gotten better too now. The camera hardware itself is pretty decent, especially in this mid-range bracket. It's the software and image processing, among other things, that still have a ways to go over time. Though I feel that the cameras have become a little more reliable in terms of what you can expect the results to be. And you can absolutely get some nice looking shots. You can even grab a Gcam port to help out if you want. Now shutter lag is still an issue. There's no 4K video recording at 60 frames per second. Specifically, low light shots still need a lot of work, and same thing with selfies, and I think sharpness could be toned down a bit, but I will say on their own the cameras aren't bad, and they're more than serviceable for most people. They've got potential, but I think now more than ever the smartphone camera department is in quite the heated competition, and as we know, that's not a competition reserved for the upper echelon of smartphones either, so I'm hoping we see a good size competitive leap forward, both hardware and software wise, for the next phone's cameras. Either way, the super clean software is something a lot of people gravitate towards, while some prefer a phone stuffed with different features like a Galaxy phone, for example. Others prefer something more simple and straightforward. That's where nothing OS comes into play, and even with Google's pixelized Android, there's totally room for another OEM's take on stock Android. It's also a big plus that Nothing now has a team that previously worked on Oxygen OS, currently working on Nothing OS. I know the fans of the old Oxygen OS are very happy about that, while simple things like a one-handed mode and a baked-in screenshot editor, for example, remain to be seen. Those and other things can be added down the road, and the improvements made so far have been beneficial. The biggest selling point of this phone to me is what the phone and the company behind it stand for. This is a lifestyle phone, and that's exactly what this company is aiming for. It's not loaded with fastest this or the newest that. It also isn't wildly expensive. It doesn't crush benchmarks, and it won't replace your gaming console, but it will complement your daily workflow with a clean user experience and unique flair that you won't find anywhere else. Carl Pei has stated that the Nothing Phone 2 will be more premium. We also know that it'll be getting a Snapdragon 8 series processor. The 8th Gen 2 would be awesome, but my money is on the 8 Plus Gen 1, which to me works out because it'll save money and still provide buyers with a powerful chipset. So if this first entry here is any indication of what's to come, I'm here for it. If you're thinking about grabbing the Nothing Phone 1 now, personally I would tentatively say go for it if you can find it for the right price. You really want a taste of what Nothing is serving up, and you want to be part of something newer and perhaps more exciting. Otherwise, I would wait for the next one, which I'm sure will come with necessary improvements, refinements, and US availability. The budget to mid-range smartphone category isn't getting any easier to navigate though, with the Pixel 7a coming this summer and the Pixel 8 lineup shortly after. Among other releases, you'll have plenty to choose from in this tier of phones, with their wireless earbuds making waves. The phone One making some noise. The future is bright and I'm excited for the next phone and whatever else the company has up its sleeve. It's always great seeing new ecosystems starting to grow. What do you think of the Nothing Phone 1 and the upcoming Nothing Phone 2? Also, I tagged the smartphone that I used in this video, the Nothing Phone 1, within the YouTube product tag feature. Sponsored by YouTube themselves, so check it out. Drop a parrot's emoji in the comments if you made it to this point of the video. I hope you enjoyed. It's been Zach and thanks for watching.